Okay, so we've showed how Russia's map is in the same spot where Tartaria used to be. We've showed the flag where Russians are trampling Tartaria's griffin. Now let's take this a step further. What language do you think is the most popular language spoken in Russia today? Any guesses? Would you be shocked if I told you the main language in Russia today is Tatar? Thank you for joining me for episode 26 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day, and if you're new, welcome. And I want to give a shout out to our sponsors over on Patreon, Don Gaston and Michael Hastings and Victor Perez. And Jason Brunson. He has EMF blocking hats for sale, and I'll put that in the link in the description below. For only $19.99 a month, you can also be a sponsor of this channel and get a shout out as well. That link will be right in the description below. Thank you all for your support. Here we have a castle in Iowa. Is this normal? Do we just have castles all over Iowa? Of course not. You may say, this is not a castle. This is a chapel. Well, it may be a chapel now, but they definitely didn't leave out the king part. This is now called King Memorial Chapel, located in Mount Vernon, Iowa. This was said to be constructed in just 6 years, in the year 1876. Exactly 100 years later, on the dot, added to the National Register of Historic Places. Now this is built on the campus of Cornell College, not the one in New York, of course, since we're in Iowa. So this college gets this, and let's see how it got there. In the summer of 1874, Cornell's board needed a chapel. No ordinary chapel would do, of course. They would need a chapel, suited for a king. King was on the leave, in Europe, of course, because that's where kings live. Nice nod from the narrator. So they didn't have any money. And King said it was going to be a long and agonizing struggle to erect the castle. Remember, this is 1874. It was constructed 2 years later. That's faster than we build most structures today in 2023. Long and agonizing struggle? What is a normal time frame to throw these castles up in the 1800s? A couple months? A week? This is insane. So King finds a trustee. Of course, no name mentioned. Could have been anybody, or in our case, a fictional character, but let's continue. This trustee needs to hold off until they get 15 grand. Which is equivalent to $413,000 in 2023. This was right in the middle of the Great Depression. But that was not an issue at all for King. Of course, he got his money. Depression or no depression, it didn't matter. Because he knew a guy, of course. Within a year, the money was raised and construction began. Simple. Now, here it states that the building contractors went bankrupt. Please tell us which contractors. Which company? They were so close, they almost gave us a construction company, but fell just short. So this fictional contract company is now gone in the wind, broke. So who comes in to save the day? Day laborers, of course. Just any random day laborer can finish the last third of the castle. No problem, of course, in the 1800s. Any day laborer was as skilled as can be. Any prisoner or day laborer could get the job done. In a few short months, the basement and the first floor were completed, thanks to these workaholics. Are we all seeing how ridiculous this story is? What could come next? So this castle has caused the college to go into debt. Cornell was overdrawn by over $18,000. So why continue on? Just stop the project. It is a chapel. No, we must go on. But King, we are in so much debt. Then there is a nationwide financial depression. Nobody is stopping anything. Get my chapel finished. So it was done. Professors' salaries were cut by 20%, and the king took a 40% pay cut. Construction resumed, and we're not told who actually built the rest of it, because it isn't important, of course. Just throw some more money around. Take some money from the teachers, and boom, it's done. Oh, no way. And we know exactly what time it was done at as well. 10:30 a.m., not 10:31 or 10:29. It was 10:30, and don't forget it. Finally done. What a joke. So 2 years later, seems like Cornell is back on their feet, or maybe they are just racking up the debt, but they spent another grand on a clock for this chapel. Oh, and the clock tower came with 4 bells. Not just any bells. These bells are like, just 2,000 pounds. So yeah, do we need to continue? Or at this point, do we understand that this is not something that was constructed in the 1800s? And this castle is from the old world. This story is absolutely ridiculous. From the finances, to the king, to taking salaries to finish a building that they didn't even need during a Great Depression, and then putting a cherry on top, 4 2,000-pound bells, is insane. It's just insane. The King Memorial Chapel in Iowa was founded and repurposed. This story is just that, a story. It is now a part of his story and not ours. I would love to visit this chapel one day. This chapel isn't even affiliated with a church. Another nod that this is not a chapel. The King's Castle. Incredible stuff. Once you have open eyes, you can read these stories and see right through them. You can easily see which buildings are from the past civilization and which ones are not. They don't look anything like our buildings. They are impressive and incredible to look at. The old world buildings are built with perfection and brilliance. When you see one, you know it. You don't need anyone else's fake story to explain it. For example, the Frost Building in Nashville, Tennessee. Do we need a story? Constructed with gray granite, of course. 4 stories high in 1913. How about we just look at it and ask, why do we not make Sunday schools like this anymore? Or we can go right down the road and look at this castle built for your Royal Highness. Highness? No, I mean high school. Tell me why we don't build high school castles anymore. Located on 700 Broadway, opened in 1912 with ease. Can you see the difference between the old world and our world? Are they similar? Even a little bit? Can you see which one is a castle and repurposed into a high school? And which one is not a castle and built by our current civilization? One of these hotels is from the old world, and one will leave the light on for you. One was built in 1891, supposedly, and one was built last year. One was built by a previous civilization and named the Utopia Hotel, located in Nashville, Tennessee. And the other one was built by us. And why are these castles in Portland, Oregon in 1892? This is the Charles Pigott House, an architect that supposedly abandoned the project before even starting it. And we will be getting into this castle in episode 27, and I cannot wait. And we're also going to be getting into these stairs, located in New Mexico. I sent somebody out there to take a look at them, to get some boots on the ground work. And I cannot wait to show you those as well. Don't forget that there's a bunch of brand new t-shirts that came out. And you can find this right below this video. Every purchase really helps support the channel, as well as when you like the video, comment, and when you subscribe to the channel. I couldn't be more thankful for all of the support you guys are giving. Our Twitter account is up and running, and we are over on Rumble as well. Both of these links will be in the description below. If you have anything to add, or have any thoughts on the video, or have any ideas for the future videos, just put that in the comments below. Thank you all for your support, and I hope you all have a great day. I will be back very soon with much more. See ya.
Don't trust what you see. Don't listen to your senses. Trust what you are told.
Whoa.